Hey Becky, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm glad that you joined me again this week. How have things been going?
They're okay. They're okay. I think it's just I'm sure the weather's not helping, but just when I think I'm doing a little better on one thing, another thing comes up and I kind of feel like it's one step forward, 10 steps backwards. So it's kind of been a long week and you know, just when I think my son's gonna start talking and doing better, he shuts down again and we're right back to square one. And just watching him fade away has just been really difficult on me and the whole family.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about everything that you're going through. How have things been like leading up until today?
Well, my grandkids made it to school on time for a whole week, so we took that as a win.
Okay.
But we seem to have, a mouse infestation in our apartment, and the landlord doesn't really want to work with it. And the nurse came to do her weekly visit to my son. And, he's got some wounds now because he doesn't want to move and he yells at us when we start to turn him. And so now, we're really struggling with that. And we can't find his social security card. So no one knows his social security number. So we're really having a hard time getting our services have lapsed and because of that, so we have to get a new card and it was just a really, really, really long week.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going through a lot. Is there anybody that you've been able to connect with or to try to get any help or assistance with the Social Security card?
Our social worker through hospice has been helping. We just signed a release of information this week so she can call Social Security and Medicaid and, try and find out because my phone, it's old and it doesn't hold a charge, so it dies all the time. So like, and, weren't able to pay the bill last month, so it got shut off again. And, so she's been kind of helping us there, but, we're not her only client that she has, so I know she's trying her best, but so she's trying to help. And you know my boyfriend's been trying to help us get rides and things so we can try and get down to the Social Security office because they want you to come in person, but my son can't come. So it's just this kind of vicious circle of trying to um, get problems solved on top of just everyday life problems.
Yeah, it sounds like you're dealing with a very heavy load right now, caring
Yeah.
for your son and trying to manage the needs of your grandkids and trying to navigate all the different services and getting help from your community and just sounds like you don't feel like you're getting very far.
No, no. When I feel like when people come to talk about this is an idea we have, let's go with it. I feel excited. Okay, we're on our way to try and solve a problem, and then it's like a roadblock gets put up. And then so I just don't get excited when like I signed the release of information for the social worker to help me today. So, but I'm not going to get excited that she's going to be able to get information because I just feel like every time I get excited about an idea, like just like with my son being ill, I thought, okay, this treatment's going to work and this one's going to work and this one's going to work until they don't work. So I just try not to get excited about anything anymore. And that's not really a great way to survive.
Well, and it sounds like you get excited and then your hopes get let down. So then you kind of cycle and feel like you're back to square one again.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot like that actually.
Ugh, very sorry that you're going through that right now. Um, is there anything that when you're going through the stress that I'm hearing you say that you ever have a chance to like anything that you do for self-care or any like your own time while you're managing all of this stress?
No, I think that's part of the stress too, is that I don't have any time for myself. I mean, I am watching my son in my living room. I'm his caregiver, so I have to be there to give him his medicine every hour. I have to, and if he is sleeping, then, I'm usually watching the grandkids and, um, so it's always helping somebody else trying and do something. So there's really no time, and honestly, there's no money to do anything for myself, even to go downstairs and sit on the front porch. I don't want to leave him. I don't, if he calls and I can't hear him, or if something happens, he's shouting out in pain. I want to be there, during
Sure.
this time he has left.
Yeah, absolutely. And is there times is I'm really sorry. Is hospice there to ever like give you a break if you have to like care for your grandchildren or when you're dealing with services?
I mean, they do have those services. We have we did have a volunteer come, and she took our laundry and took it to the laundromat for us because we don't have transportation, and they were able to pay for it. But my son does not want anyone in the home. He doesn't want anyone in our apartment. He lets the nurse come and the social worker, but they have to come together, so there's only one visit. He really doesn't want any aides or volunteers to come into the house at all to help. He's just, really, really in a deep depression about his prognosis. So I try and keep him happy, and I just try and keep the house quiet and people out. But when you have a 2-year-old running around and you have grandkids that get off the bus and you have to go get, like, it's never really quiet. So I don't want to upset that by having more people come into the house that he doesn't want.
Sure, sure. I just want to be conscious of our time too. We'll be coming to an end shortly, and I think it's important to kind of see about making a plan for like our next session. I appreciate everything that you're sharing with me and everything that you're going through. Um, I was just taking a couple notes here. I just want to reflect. I don't want to miss anything for next time. If there's one thing that you would like to focus on before our next meeting, I know that had discussed, a lot of things that are going on and being overwhelmed with your grandkids and your son and services. But is there any like one thing that you would like to try to focus on first from now until our next session?
I don't know. There's so many things. I don't know how I would pick just one. But I guess uh, maybe we could talk about any ways I can be there for him to try and maybe get him open to talk about, his prognosis and diagnosis. And he doesn't want to talk to the nurses when they come. He doesn't want to talk to the social worker. I mean, I like talking to them, but he doesn't, and I feel like I'm not really being there for him the way a mom should when her son is dying. So maybe we could focus on ways that could try and, come up with to try and, interact with him and engage him before it's too late and he's not able to talk or anything.
Sure, sure, and maybe hear what his wishes and things that he would like. Um, Okay, well, if you want to try and have those conversations, if you feel like writing them down so you're not forgetting anything, and we can have another conversation when we meet again next week. How does that sound?
No, that sounds great. I would really like that.
Okay. And then in the meantime, if you need anything, you can feel free to reach out. Is this time next week good for you?
Yeah, this time works good. It's pretty quiet here now.
Okay, okay. Well, I hope that you guys have an okay week, and I will be giving you a call next week at the same time.
All right, thank you.
Take care, Becky.
All right, bye-bye.